I have an urgent and important message for Heat Nation. Jović, dude. Wow. I mean, wow. What a piece of news here tonight. Broken nationally by Shams Charania. The Miami Heat have agreed to a 4-year contract extension with Nikola Jović, a 4-year, $62.4 million contract. Wow. Nico gets his rookie extension. He's been eligible for it since the summertime. And the Miami Heat, I believe, had until October 20th to make this deal. This is pretty awesome news. With about 19 days to spare, the Miami Heat make a commitment to their first round pick from the 2022 NBA draft. And a young 19-year-old from Serbia, just turned 22 years old, an absolute dynamic player with the ball in his hands, has been growing every summer, has gotten a lot of international experience, whether it be World Cup, Olympics this year, a Eurobasket. The Miami Heat, of course, had an interesting summer with Nico in Eurobasket. And that was because Eric Spoelstra and Adam Simon took a visit out to Serbia. And, it looked like there was some manager and, hobnobbing dinners that were going on while over there. And we discussed this summer, like, hey, so much focus on the hero extension, and understood why. Like, it's a big number. But the Heat did have to make a decision with Jović. And I really think, I know that the first thing that's going to jump out to everybody is, hey, this guy hasn't played many games. He basically didn't play his rookie year. His second year dealt with various things, and then really midway through the season found his stride as a starter. And then last year, they tried to start him, didn't go so hot, and then he found his groove as a six-man off the bench, but only ended up playing 46 games with a couple of playoff games in there as well. But there was something about the way Nico played last year off that bench, giving the Heat a different vibrant vitality coming off that bench. And so it really looked like he had found a niche. That starting lineup last year was also tough because of the shooting. It wasn't maybe what it needed to be to start the season, because you got to have that ability to just hit the open shots. He's got a lot of experience with that in Eurobasket, so I do think that a Nikola Jović, who has made it very clear that he wants to start, now gets this deal, a little over 15 mil a year, which in today's NBA, like, some of these rookies, you got to pay like $30 million right out of the gate. Nothing wrong with it. Not hating, just is what it is. This is the Heat betting on the talent. This is the Heat, guaranteeing him for 4 years after. There's no team options, but it is them really betting on the talent and the development that he's had. The age obviously stands out. And, it's just a cool moment for the young man. I think that I don't think this is a decision that the Heat will regret at all. I think you have to be smart with your value signings in the NBA, especially if this is somebody who can produce at a starter level for you. Now, does it guarantee that he's going to start? I don't think so. It's not like an astronomical. First of all, it doesn't kick in until next year, and second of all, it's not like this astronomical monster number that you're getting sick over. So I don't think that it has to be that Nico starts this year, but was it trending that direction anyway? It potentially was. Eric Spoelstra was talking about Nico about Kalel and use the word flashes, and that there needs to be more. And I also think with just based on the rotation and needing those bigs off, it's a little less dire now with Precious Achiuwa on the team. But I think I think the Spo does have a comfortability, and I also think that the staggering both can do with one another. Like you have Nico with Ware and you have Nico with Bam. I think that you're going to be happy with the results. Nico can really space with Bam. I think we'll do a lot better this year. And then if and then those Ware lineups, those guys just the chemistry just synced right away. It was really really awesome. And so I'm happy for Nico, man. Like this is a young man. I remember interviewing him, 19 years old, at his first media day, scrawny, going into a year where the Miami Heat would end up getting to the NBA Finals.
I mean, we have a really good team, and I mean, championship team for sure. And for me, the guy who's 19 years old, who just came in the league, I think I just have a long way to go. I mean, I'll do the best as I can to help them immediately. I don't know how much I can do that, but I hope I'll help them. That's the only thing I'm trying to do. But we'll see. I try my best to be the best I can immediately, but sometimes it's not how it goes, and you just need to put more and more work. And like you said, like Bam, we'll have him with Bam. I mean, he's on the All-Star player, one of the best in the league, and yeah. But I think he'll look great.
And this was a first for the team. Like they had Goran Dragic, but they had not had the 19-year-old measurables. I've probably watched him warm up before games more than anybody because he'd be doing it so early, and the coaching staff did a great job getting him, developed to this point. We've seen from the start of his career, natural passer. The first preseason games, we could see that. But he needs to know how to use that size, which did look like it showed itself more towards before he got hurt last year, and then this summer with Eurobasket. So I'm excited about it. I also you gotta. Here's one thing that I think you have to say about Nico, and I think is a part of the story as well, and that's gonna be his ties to Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy. It can be hard on a rookie, especially at 19. Spo can be hard on rookies and second-year guys. We're seeing this with Kalel. And Nico wanted to play so much that second year. Like, he was going down to the G League, and he was trying to get a backup center to get minutes. And Jimmy would go watch him play G League games on the road. And then, even in the media was saying, Jimmy doesn't speak a lot in the regular season. So, he makes the most of those times, and he really went to bat for Nico, saying, hey, Nico's not this, but he's going to be talented. He's going to stick by him. Even in the last year, Jimmy, really, I think, always took Nico under the wing, taking him out to the dinners and whatnot. So he really, I think, took a good investment in liking to Nico, man. So I think he's part of the story there as well, because I think Nico really enjoyed having that support system when, you have to deal with the adversity. So, and Tyler sharing the shine too, where it's been like, hey, he goes, I remember for one game, he's like, I'm going to start a Nikola Jovic fan club. And Nico's like, yeah, he's just bull bleeping. But and by the way, I love Nico and his propensity to drop 4-letter words on interviews. He was feeling loose and comfortable on the media day one. So go check that out on the page if you haven't. But I love the decision, man. I'm really happy with it. I think that the Heat are gonna be happy with this. I think Nico, good for him to get some security. And then we can see if this turns into a max thing. But I do think Erik Spoelstra, talked about the visit and that it didn't feel like coaching and it didn't feel like he was trying to buy that down. He just wanted to get to know the guy. And I think that but there has to be some level of hey, the coach is flying across the world to see you guys, and that shows a real investment, and he talked about even just seeing the professionalism of the guys that Nico's around, because man, it is not super common that the young lads play on these international teams. Some guys like the Wembanyamas and the Lucas, of course, but a lot of them are veteran laden teams, and Serbia certainly was, and so he was a bit of an outlier. Like a Nikola Jović, like he didn't even make the roster, and everybody obviously thinks the world of him, what he's going to be as a prospect. So I just think that and he's the one other thing about Nico. I remember asking him at the. I remember asking him. He's got such an honest way about him. Remember after the game last year, where he's just like, he felt some sense that he's let the Heat down and that he hasn't lived up to his deal, and that, but he's grown up a lot, and he wants to be part of this organization. He talked about that even with the Damian Lillard rumors were going. He's like, I really didn't want to go anywhere. So I'm very, very happy that the Heat have invested in Nico. I think that I do think it's going to pay off. I think he strikes me as a winning player. Yes, there's proven to do for sure. Because I acknowledge, like, I said this to him this past meeting. I was like, there's this sense like you do fill in a lot of cracks. Like, you're just unselfish. You'll get the rebound. You'll make the right assists. You'll know when to take advantage of something in transition, and you can hit open threes. And we have seen flashes of that in the NBA. But I'm curious to see, like, what's the thing that he leans into that could make him always kind of stand in there and not lose anything. But yeah, man, this is definitely interesting. As Barry Jackson points out, after the Jovic extension, the Heat essentially with no cap space next summer if Wiggins opts into $30 million. He could opt out and seek a long-term deal elsewhere. The Heat will have a large mid-level exception. Jovic would have a 26-27 cap hold just slightly below the salary, even if he hasn't signed the extension. So the extension does not alter next summer's cap situation. But cap space next year is like, I don't even think is a thing. I don't even like who's a free agent next year. I mean, I guess currently, LeBron and KD. So, I guess there's that. But I saw that some of his teammates, I haven't checked in a bit, but I saw Tyler Hero says dinner's on you. Jaime Jaquez with some $ tweets. Just really cool. Happy for Nico. Happy for the move. Love it. Jovic, dude.